Are you willing to travel for your business? As a kid, I always dreamed of being a professional baseball player, more specifically a Los Angeles Dodger. And I always dreamed about traveling around the country to all the different cities. And I also dreamed of, traveling around the world. And as I got older, it wasn't too much of a reality for me until pretty much recently. Um, I did have a job where I was a truck driver and I had to travel quite a bit. I was gone for 6 weeks at a time, travel across the country, and I was only home for a few days and I had to leave again for like 6 weeks at a time. So tonight on this video, we're talking about traveling for your business. This is Mike Chavez, and this is Live Masters, coming to you live from the fabulous city of Las Vegas, Nevada. If you don't know who I am, I've been on a live video journey for the last 1,260 something days. I go live with videos, the intent to help you and help me get to know each other here on this amazing platform. I'm broadcasting to you live from the fabulous city of Las Vegas, Nevada. So if you could let me know where in the world you're tuning in from, that'd be great. You could say hello below. So for your profession, for your business, right, for your job, whatever you've ever done in your life, have you had to travel? And so the reason that I'm asking this question is because I love to travel. It's one of my things. If you guys have ever seen any of my videos, I talk about traveling quite a bit. Over my live video journey, I've done several videos from different countries around the world in different states and different cities. And so over the last, since January 2017, when I started doing my videos, I've traveled to so many different places, and I've been able to cover all of these things on live video, right? Along my live video journey. And so it's really cool. I love traveling, and I've always dreamed and manifested of, having this kind of life where I can travel this much, but I never knew how. Like how am I making this happen? How am I making this possible now for me to do this? It's not that expensive to fly, number one, right now. So I just got back from a leadership retreat about 2.5 weeks ago, and I was there for a few days. I flew to Washington State and I flew home, and it was an amazing trip. So now I just found out that on August 2nd, I'm flying to Montana for the 2nd to the 7th. So I'm going to be in Montana for a week to help one of my business partners launch his business. And I'm super excited about that. So if you guys have ever been to Montana, Melissa says that she's wants to travel but scared right now. Well, I'm not. So I'll just wear my mask, follow protocols and procedures. That's a good point. The last time that I flew about 2.5 weeks ago, we just wore the mask. And then once you get where you're going, it's not really an issue. Where I'm going right now, there's not very many cases at all of what's going on, and people are still wanting to meet. So there are parts and pockets of the country where people still want to gather and get together. We're not going to have a huge gathering, but I'm excited to go meet him in person. This is somebody that I haven't even met, and he is going to bring the whole town together, this town that he lives in Montana, and I'm so super excited. I started thinking about traveling for business and being away, and how much time, how much sacrifice it is to be away from your family, and how much it's a sacrifice for your family too. But it was really, really difficult for my wife when my first son, Amir, my youngest son, my older son, Amir here, because I was gone. I was driving trucks, and I was a cross-country big rig truck driver. Okay. And I did that for a whole entire year. And that's a lot of miles traveling. I would literally, I don't even know. I lost count how many times I went back and forth cross country. And so on this particular job, I would literally have to be gone for 6 weeks. And it's a tough thing on the road. It's tough. I don't know if you, we've got South Africa in the house. It's a tough lifestyle to be on the road. And so basically, you eat out of the truck. There's a really small fridge in there. There's not a lot of fresh food. You're on the road. If you're driving across country, you're on the road until you get to the other side of the country. You don't stop. You drive for about 10 and a half hours, and then you switch drivers, because I was driving with two drivers. 6 weeks of that. I was gone for 6 weeks, and then I would come home, and then I would only be home for about 3 days. And then I would have to go out again. And it was just not fun, especially in the winter in some parts of the country, like Wyoming. Oh my goodness. And some places like Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, in the winter's no joke. So I was gone a lot, and that caused quite a bit of stress for my wife, because that was our first kid together, and I was gone. I was gone on the road. And so that lasted about a year, and then I was able to come home, and then ever since then I've been able to pretty much work from home. So a lot of things had to happen and transpire for that, but yeah, so it's tough, but when you can schedule things and go away for a few days here and there, my goal is to travel once a month, a minimum, once a month somewhere to go do something. I have a travel bug really, really bad. And if it's doing something where I'm helping other people, that's what I manifest. And, the funny thing about this whole live video experience for me that a lot of people don't know is a lot of the things that I talk about on my videos, I'm manifesting things that are happening in my life. So, for example, I started this almost 3 years ago, doing these videos daily, right? And I started talking about the things that I wanted in my life to happen when I first started. And it's so crazy to go back and watch some of those videos and hear what I was saying. And a lot of the things that I was saying are happening right now. The people that I didn't even know I was talking about that are in my life now. Like, how crazy is that? So anyways, a little tip. There's a story that I could tell you about the first time I ever gave a speech publicly was in London, and I manifested it on a Facebook live video. And then when I did it, I did it on Facebook Live. I went to London and I did my first speech, and it was in London, and I went live. So if you guys want to see that live video that I manifested, put an L in the comments. And the video topic was manifestation. So I didn't know it was my first time. International speech was my first time speaking publicly. I didn't know what I was going to talk about, and I was freaking out. So I just decided, by that time, that was in 2018. By that time, it had been about a year and a half of going live every day. So what I decided to do was just act like I was doing a live video, and that's exactly what I did. And I just told the story of how I manifested the moment of being in front of them in London. From talking about it on the Facebook live video to standing in front of people in an audience in another country. So I share this with you because if you truly believe the things that you can conceive in your mind, you can achieve them, right? But you have to manifest them and visualize them. I know it might sound hokey pokey. I used to think it was hokey pokey, but guess what? When you start doing it and you believe it and things start to happen, it'll happen. And then you'll say, wow, I talked about this. I manifested this moment. And you know what? When it happens, it's better than you imagined. So, and it's addictive. It's like a drug. You can just keep doing it and amazing things will happen. So anyways, I'm totally off the topic of this live video, but it has a lot to do with me being able to travel for my business. So I'm super excited. So a week from tomorrow, I'll be going to Montana for a week. And of course, I'll be having my phone, and I will... how do you get these comment things? I'll show you, Gabe. I'll put the link in the comments. I'll send you a message. Hey, what's up, S. Jackson? How you doing? We have Kessa's in the house. You guys manifest the things that you want in your life. Truly do. I mean, I'm so blessed. I tell you that, my bank account might not be swole, but I tell you what, my soul is swole with love. My bank account might not be swole, all right, like blowing up, but my soul is swollen, blown up with love from all of the people that I have in my life. And that's what it's all about. So listen, at the end of every one of my Facebook live videos, I always throw out an open invitation to continue the conversation about some of the things that I talk about in my live videos. I have a closed community that's called Live Masters. And over the last couple of years, we've built this community to help people step out of their comfort zone and into their confidence, leveraging live videos to connect with people and build authentic relationships online. If you or anybody that you know is interested in an amazing community where you can grow in your personal and professional development, let me know. Put a question mark in the comments, or you can tag one of your friends in this video and let them know that I love to help people step out of their comfort zone. It's just something that's really, really fun, especially if you want to do live video. I really feel that we all have a voice and we all want to be heard. And regardless of us being heard or not, we still want to speak our voice. Does that make sense? So hit me up if you have any questions about Live Masters, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you tomorrow with a new question of the day in our community Live Masters. And I'm working on so many amazing projects that I can't wait to share with you. So if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff, stay tuned because we're going to be on the road again pretty soon. Good night, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. You're amazing and awesome.